Morning, morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good day. This is the Royal Opinion. My name is Mnguni Mkonto. This is a live stream. The Royal Opinion is a channel that gives analysis on the paid characters in the name of analyst at the SABC and the propaganda media channels across South Africa. This type of analysis, you never gonna get it anywhere except here where we are. Today we want to, I've got one person who is joining us. Today we're talking about the case which is coming up quickly. I thought let me just come quickly and talk about it before we go and listen to the arguments of the lawyers, the other side. Please like the video. I see I've got two people. Please like the video as well. One has liked it. Like the video. We're talking about today is the day in which South Africa will decide whether to go to war or peace. Today is the day in which war or take us to peace. Strange, under a very complicated circumstance. The case itself is not complicated. A child can be able to decide. When you explain to a child in a proper way how is the difference, or when you explain to the child the case itself, the child can be able to make the right decision about the case. But the circumstances surrounding the case are very complicated. The reason they are complicated is for the fact that the courts are corrupt. The courts have been bought. The politicians are corrupt. They have been bought. The IEC is also corrupt. It has been bought, we can say. Let's take it a little bit back. We know that there has been an anti-Zuma movement. Let's take it a little bit back where it started when Julius Malema emerged as the ANC Youth League leader and gave and endorsed President Zuma for a term in the ANC as the ANC Youth League. And where fast forward when President Zuma wanted the second term, he was Malema did not want, started the anti-Zuma campaign. It started there. He failed to remove Zuma within the ANC, and he was sponsored by the white people to go and start his own political party in order to fight President Zuma. By then, for many South Africans, it was not so clear why the system is fighting President Zuma. Most South Africans, Zuma was indeed corrupt, and Zuma has indeed chowed a lot of money with the Guptas and all of those things. The campaign gained momentum The campaign against Zuma gained momentum. It reached its height in 2018, and everybody, for the first time, I saw white people on the street protesting. I have never seen white people protesting against anything because they are the most comfortable citizens in South Africa. There's nothing against them in South Africa. But on the anti-Zuma campaign, I saw the white people going out uh, to protest against President Zuma. For the first time since I started following politics, seeing white people on the street, it was uh, almost all South Africans. The EFF was the leader of that anti-Zuma movement in order to remove Zuma as the president. The white people, the DA, we should have realized then that why is it that white people are actually agreeing with the removal of Zuma? Why is it that white people are in agreement with Julius Malema? Julius Malema and white people are not supposed to agree basically on anything. If they agree, then we need to suspect something. So they agreed in the fight against Zuma. Today is the day in which boys will be separated from men. Today is the day in which the Constitutional Court has to make a decision. And this time around, the right decision. I'm still talking about where it comes from. The anti-Zuma successfully, Zuma was removed as president, but people were not satisfied. Somehow, people were not happy about how President Zuma was. They could see something is fishing about how President Zuma was being treated, uh, about the whole issue. People were not happy about it. So fast forward to today, the IEC, which is an electoral commission of South Africa, which is supposed to monitor the election which will take place on the 29th of this month, 29th of May, have taken the decision of the electoral court to the constitutional court to question the candidacy of President Zuma, to reject, to ask the constitutional court basically to reject the candidacy of President Zuma. The question is, why is the IEC fighting that President Zuma should be removed from the ballot? That is the question that South Africans should ask themselves. So now, today, uh, the IEC is going to argue in front of the Constitutional Court on their reasons why they think they have a right to challenge the candidates of President Zuma. And President Zuma will also defend himself and the people. This is about the people, President Zuma and the people of South Africa, President Zuma and the black people. The war is about black and white people. The war is about black and white people. It's a clear divide the judges will have to choose a side, whether they choose the white system over the black system. The judges will have to decide today. Uh, this Roman Dutch law is challenged for the first time. Its existence is being challenged now, because whatever decision they are going to make, whatever decision they are going to make, if they make a wrong decision about the case today, it may be the end of the Roman Dutch law in South Africa. So the Roman Dutch law is also fighting for its existence among South Africans, or among us. The Roman Dutch law today, against, we can say, the Roman Dutch law against the black people of South Africa, because President Zuma represents black people, of the majority of black people in South Africa. So now, the Constitutional Court it will have to decide. But President Zuma have requested 6 of the Constitutional Court judges to recuse themselves. Apparently, they refuse to recuse themselves, as they will be sitting today, because if they had recused themselves, the sitting today would not happen, because they would inform a quorum, and the sitting will just be postponed to the next session, where they will have all the judges available. Now the judges have to decide on their decision that they made in 2021. The same judges who decided to send President Zuma to jail without trial are the ones who are going to sit today to decide whether what they did to send President Zuma to jail without trial was right or wrong. They have to defend this decision. In actual fact, it's the problem with these judges is now, instead of looking at the law rationally, they have to defend their decision. It would be craziness if they say they were wrong. It would be craziness. Many South African will feel aggrieved. Remember, more than 360 people were killed because of the decision. Uh, Usually we say 300 plus people died, as if they actually died on a natural death. No, they were killed uh, by the state. Most of the people were killed by the police. So let's say 360 people were killed because of the decision of the uh, Constitutional Court judges. Now today, if they come and say uh, the decision that we made in 2021 was wrong, what will happen to them? Because already there's people in graves about their decision. They have to defend themselves today, to defend their decision today. Otherwise, it would be craziness. That is what is making this issue more complicated. If they recuse themselves, they won't be able to form quorum. The sitting will not happen. If they sit, they have to defend themselves, because this is their own decision uh, that they made to actually just kidnap President Zuma to prison. Let's click the like button. I see the Makato Lamini has joined us there. Morning, everyone. Happy about Zondo recusing himself. Not sure about him appointing who will replace him unless automatically DPJ Maya replaces him. Still unsure if Zuma's request was honored. I'm also not sure. I'm also not sure whether if Judge Zonde has recused himself, and that those are news, then he did very well. He should recuse himself in this case. We're here to see. We're going to see today whether black people are going to win, or the white system or the Roman Dutch law will overcome black people. This is just a war between the Roman Dutch law and black people. When the IEC filed papers to go to the Constitutional Court, they said they are giving President Zuma and the MK 2 days or 3 days to oppose, to file an opposing affidavit. Why should an opposing affidavit be filed instead of don't they know the law? Can't anybody argue in favor of the law? Can't the judges argue without any opposition? Can the judges argue, or can the judges use the law instead of only relying on the arguments, and decide? Like this Roman Dutch law, it's so strange. Then the truth, Dimakato says, then the truth test is with the interpretation of Section 47 without attaching themselves to them handling down the sentence. Section 47. Yeah, we don't know. Um, we don't know actually what will be their argument, and which judges are going to come up today. I just thought, let me just quickly, because this is the D-Day and this is the day which many South Africans are waiting for. People can't wait to go and vote on the 29th. And this is the almost the last hurdle uh, before the election that President Zuma is going to face and the MK is going to face. So this is the last hurdle, and not only the last, the most critical, because this can decide to set South Africa on fire, or to let people live in peace and let people vote for the organization they want to vote. Please click the like button. I only see 3 people have liked the video. This is the Royal Opinion televising straight from our studios. You can see then the nice background there. We're talking about the judges of the Constitutional Court today, which are going to sit to decide whether President Zuma's candidacy was actually legal or illegal. In the first place, I don't understand why anybody should be. I don't understand why anybody should be restricted from standing for election. I mean, anybody should be allowed to stand for election. In my understanding, everybody should be allowed to, even the people who are in prison, they should be allowed to stand for election. If people want them, if people want to be led by people who are in prison, let people be led by people who are in prison. So this should not be even a case to argue about. But because we all know that the reason this is happening, it's because President Zuma wants to liberate black people from their suffering. President Zuma wants to free the black slaves. And white people are well aware of what will happen if President Zuma takes over the government. So they want to sabotage by all means, and that's what they have to do. They came here to for war to fight us. Now, liberation cannot. They uh, give liberation on a silver platter. They will have to fight. Also means loss of rents. They have got assets, investments in our land, which are worth more than trillions. If President Zuma comes and decide over those assets, to expropriate those assets, expropriating the banks without compensation, expropriating the land without compensation, then everybody, the white system, the white people will lose quite a lot. So they don't want to find themselves in that position. This is a war. What do you think? Are they going to decide in the favor of President Zuma? I see only the Makato there participating in our conversation. Before we quickly run and listen to the arguments of the Constitutional Court, let's talk. What is your thinking? Do you think Zuma is going to be victorious for black people, or Zondo will be victorious for the white people? What do you think? This is about Zondo representing the people who bought him, and President Zuma representing the black people who don't have money to really buy him. We can't buy President Zuma. We don't have money. He's just a volunteer, a chief volunteer to liberate black people. When Moses went to Egypt to liberate his people, for the first time, he sat down with Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh listened to to the stories, the suffering of the Israelites. And when the Pharaoh realized that nobody should be put through such suffering, and decided to release the children of Israel to go, when they left, because of the comfort that the Egyptian used to have with the slaves, they couldn't stay for 2 hours without uh, rising against the Pharaoh. And the Pharaoh had to chase the slaves. He had to follow the slaves to the sea, where Moses had used his uh, what God gave him to separate the water uh, and cross over, and where the Egyptians have perished in the sea because of trying to follow the Israelites when they were liberated. Uh, is it the same scenario which is getting repeated? Is it the same politics which are getting repeated here? The children of Israel being the black people trying to run away from slavery of the white people, and Zondo being used to chase the slaves to the sea to make sure that the slaves does not cross, because the suffering of the people of the comfort of the Egyptian people will be over without the presence of the slaves. Same scenario that is getting repeated here. Uh, I say yes, the same scenario is getting repeated here. people, we need to be aware the fear of the white man, the fear of the white man about the black man. It's the fear of extinction, the fear of getting consumed by the consuming nature of the black gene, the recalling nature of the black gene. The black man is the king of the jungle. He gives loves, and then without any war, he makes all nations disappear, and alone stand tall. Him alone live in the planet. White people may go extinct if they are economically equal to black people. The system that they put in place to protect themselves is the system that helps them to protect their women, so that their women cannot sleep with black women. Eh, because once they do that, the white man will go to extinction. The white man and the rhino are in the same situation. So the war is about the survival of the white man. On the other hand, it's about the freedom of the black man. The other hand is the survival of the white man in the planet. On the other hand is the freedom of the black man who has to fight for his freedom, irrespective of the consequences of his freedom. He needs to fight for his freedom. So let me check. Click the like button there. Click the like button. Let's click the like button and let's subscribe. Those who are not subscribed. Uh, the market. So they said they would say this is a mute or just an academic exercise holding no bearing to the election this month. You think they will say, Makaso, uh, do you think that's what they are going to say today? I don't know. Everybody who is joining in the conversation, tell us what you think about the topic. Tell us what you think about what will happen today. Tell us what you think, whether this is a war or this is just a simple decision to make. It's actually, in actual sense, it's a simple decision to make. Any child can make this decision. Knowing is just knowing. Uh, Sorry, it's a straightforward question. Was did Is there any law in South Africa which permits for people to be sent to jail without trial? No, there's no law in South Africa that permits anybody to send people to jail without trial. Was President Zuma sent to jail without trial? Yes, President Zuma was sent to jail without trial. Is that breaking the law? Yes, it is breaking the law because it's not the way it should be done. So even a child can decide on this case. It's a very straightforward case, but the lawyers will come and argue with all the technicalities and all those things. But the issue is very straightforward. They will want to win on technicalities, but because they don't want to win on the can't win on the reality. When we face the reality of the matter, they will not be able to win their arguments. They will not be able to win their arguments. So, uh, though the issue is a straightforward issue that could be easily decided even by somebody who does not have any idea about any law, as long as you can brief them properly on what is happening. It becomes complicated because this is about the freedom of the black people. If they allow President Zuma to go and contest the election, they may not be able to rob the elections, and President Zuma may come in as the president. That is their most fear at the moment. That's why they want to. I think today they will just they will will let us and let President contest election, but leave a room for the white people to be able to challenge the elections after, when President Zuma has won or when the MK has won. I think that's what they have to, if they want to be safe, that's where they have to go. But if they want to, they want to go war all out, they will have to just say President Zuma is not eligible to stand for election. If they do that, then it's pandemonium. It's pandemonium. Please click the like button there. Click the like button. We're talking about the important decision or the important hearing that the Constitutional Court, the arguments that will be taking place at the Constitutional Court this morning, today, to decide the future of South Africa, to decide the future of black people in South Africa, and black people across the world. Because whatever happens here in South Africa, if we are able to remove our colonial master, who is England and America. Hey, remember, guys, in Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali, the Americans have already been chased away, though they are refusing to move from Niger. The Russian soldiers have been uh, in Niger. So the Americans and the Russians are facing each other here in the continent, in Africa, in Niger. The Nigerian people have asked that America should leave, but America does not. They refuse to leave. So they had to request Russia to come and support them, to push Americans out. It will be war that side as well. These are connected wars. It's war of imperialism. It's war of colonialism. Now they are fighting to maintain their status, but to sustain that, it's a very difficult thing. That's what they are facing now. They are facing South Africans to decide to finish, to end the rule of the Queen in our land. South African land belongs to the Queen. Even the kings does not have title deeds. If they want title deeds, they have to apply uh, from the Queen in England, where then the Queen will decide whether to give that king a title deed or not. The kings and queens can only give you a permission to occupy, because the land does not belong to them, it belongs to the Queen of England. The Queen of England, who is working in partnership with the Americans, the deep state, the elite, the white elite. those are the people who are still in control of South African land and the banks. So the war is about colonialism and it's about freedom of the black people, uh, which is happening now. So is the black people going to win the war, or the Zondo with his people are going to win? For if it was Zondo alone is not a problem. Black people would not have a problem to defeat Zondo. Yeah, simple. I would just give him a castor oil to clean his stomach. I think he's got a lot of shit in the stomach. If he cleans up the system, he's going to be fine. But the war is on. It's about the freedom of the black person against the greed and the murderous attitude of the white man. So that is a problem. To defeat Zondo, it's very simple. It's not a problem. Black people would easily do that. To defeat any person. But when President Zuma is fighting the war, he's not fighting smaller people. He's fighting the people who created this system across the world, not just in one place. The YouTube where we're streaming here is controlled by the same people. That's why sometimes when you say the things that they don't want you to say, they block you before you can even send it. And sometimes when you are talking like this, people will not hear you on the other side because they will just block you. So we are here as black people to rewrite our own history, to write our own stories, to tell our own stories in our own way. The white media is out there to tell their stories, which only tells the side of the white man and never the side of the black man. So this channel exists to tell the side of the black man because history have to be written. Black people are not used to writing down history because history, the library of the black man is the adult population. So the history of the black man and the knowledge and the education of the black man, the library of the black man is the adult population. Yeah, so those uh, adults are the ones who pass the knowledge to the young ones. So our history has not been written. The white people have written our history in their favor. Let's click the like button. Let's subscribe. Those who are not subscribed, let's subscribe. We're talking about the constitutional judgment which will be sitting just now. In actual fact, in about 5 minutes, we'll end this live stream so that we go and follow what is happening in the actual courtrooms. What are the arguments so that we can come back? I'll come back during break to be live to talk about the analysis of the first arguments because this is very serious. We're not lawyers, but we will be able to hear and understand what the people are saying. Click the like button and subscribe. Click the like button and subscribe. Let's make this channel bigger than the SABC. Let's make it bigger than the SABC. We can make it bigger than the SABC. Let's click the like button there. Let's click the subscribe button. We are talking about uh, whether black people are going to win today or black people are going to fail today. Whatever happens today, black people will not stop to fight for their freedom. Whatever happens. So the best thing that the white people and the white system can do is to allow, without killing anybody, without anybody dying, to allow black people to go and vote peacefully in these elections, and take their own government in their own hands, without splitting anybody's blood, without killing anything or even a cow or a chicken. Without doing that, uh, uh, let it happen. Let it happen that we go to a election peacefully. Precious Malaji says, "Hey, man." What? And then Keystone Nguera says, "Zondo, Zondo." Uh, what do you mean, Ibadna, and what do you mean, Zondo, Zondo? Praying for him. Yes, Zondo, Zondo. Zondo only needs castor oil. If we can give him castor oil to clean his stomach, I think he'll be fine. Our main hurdle is the power that is behind him, the power which anchors him. He's not so. He's very weak. Every sellout, the sellouts are actually weak people. Uh, Being bought. I mean, if they buy you, you are a human being, and you allow people to buy you. That is very low kind of existence. Yeah, so people like Zondo are. I feel for them, but black people have to be free. We don't have a choice. Click the like button there. Click the like button and subscribe. Uh, Bawelile Ngubane says, yes, we need our freedom uh, just now. Yes, we need our freedom. We need our freedom now. They have no choice. There's no choice. They have no choice. They have to give it to us. They know it will never stop. It's either it happens. It's either it happens peacefully, or with a little bit of force, or with a bigger aggression. But it will happen at the end of the day. It must happen. You cannot stop people from being free because you have guns, or because you've got the Roman Dutch law behind you, which you set up against the people. You cannot set up your law against people and expect that it will just go on like that, uh, and people will not be able to free themselves from such kind of things. I think that is not gonna work. uh, I pray that they become rational and understand that black people have to be free without fighting anybody. Otherwise, if they don't understand that, black people will continue to fight against these people. The black people will not stop fighting white people until they are free. White people should be aware of that. Where whatever fear they have about the freedom of the black man, uh, it's not superior to the freedom of the black man. Let people be free. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we should go and watch the happenings in the court. I'll come back during the break so that we analyze the arguments of the first part of the arguments in the court. For now, I think we should all go and check out what is happening in the courtroom, where the judges are sitting, hear the arguments, hear the lawyers arguing each and every case. We will meet, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet. I don't know what will be the break. Maybe around 1 o'clock. Let me just read the last comment there before I go. Keystone Ngwira. Please indicate where you are watching us from. Just quickly indicate where you are watching us from so that we can know. We've got other people from United States and other people from United Kingdom who are following us, and other people from more African countries. Swaziland, I've got a lot of people in Swaziland, Namibia who are watching us. Keynote Ngwira says from Lusaka in Zambia. Hey, how are black people in Lusaka? Is it the same as in South Africa? Are you all suffering like the black man is suffering in South Africa under apartheid? We need to unite and talk about these things so that white people can know. Yes, we need our freedom now. Uh, the Makato says, true at keynote. Uh, so, ladies and gentlemen, I think I read all of your comments, and we have to go and check what the lawyers are arguing on the other side. Thank you for joining us in this live stream. We will be back to analyze more. This is where we analyze politics, and this is where we give knowledge to the black person, so that we and change the history of the black person, uh, so that black people can be free. Thank you so much for joining. I'll now end the live stream so that we can join each other again after some few hours. Thank you.